It's finally over. Jimmy Kimmel is going to return. Everybody calm down. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and the rest of the late night losers are returning. And I know that our audience is going to be excited about that, as is Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
They're sick of watching Titanfall and Fortnite. They really want their late night entertainment back, Jeremy.
Yeah,
So they've been begging for Fallon and Colbert and Kimmel and all these guys. So
yes.
thankfully, after 5 months, it looks like it's nearly time for their team of writers. There are dozens of writers they need for their hilarious jokes.
Yeah, they can. I just
Finally
can't wait.
assemble.
I'm so excited about it. I really am. I did what my YouTube feed has been so empty without the late night hosts. So I've been struggling. I've been struggling without them. So it's an honor to know that they are coming back, I guess. Yay. Yeah, so that is what we'll talk about. There's been an agreement, the WGA, isn't that what it's fucking called?
Yes,
I thought it
the
was called
Writers
the
Guild
FAG.
Association.
Did they make an agreement with the Film Actors Guild? Is that what they did?
Well, that'll be next.
So,
That's next on the docket is the Film Actors Guild.
oh man, but yeah, so we'll be talking about that among other things. But yeah, it's G&G Daily. Welcome in everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Once again, I was proven right. The Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, will be going on to an MVP season and potentially a Super Bowl. And everybody will say I was jumping on a bandwagon, even though everybody said I was a fucking moron last year when I said these things. But that's a sports conversation, and we have a sports channel for that. And yes,
I'm pretty sure you could have thrown for 300 yards yesterday in that Miami Dolphins offense, Jeremy.
oh yeah.
I've seen you
Hey,
throw.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I was told for years. I was told anybody can win in Bill Belichick's system, as Tom Brady was a system quarterback. That's what I was told for years. It's just Belichick. It's just Mike McDaniel. It's just a coach, guys. Even though as soon as Tua got injured last year, they started losing. It's just a coach, guys. It's
Well,
just
to be
a
fair, their
coach.
backup quarterback also got injured.
Just a coach. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the backup quarterback's better than me. But anyway, we'll save that for Sports Wars. I'm sorry. And Titanfall 2 is back. Ryan said he will join us when this channel hits 1 million subscribers. So I'm pretty sure he's going to join in a few weeks.
I was gonna say you're about to fucking tell a lie, but no, I agree. That's true.
Yeah, let's see. Linko Kenobi says, "What's up, guys? I'm happy. Jay enjoyed playing Titanfall 2. I just saw that Phil Spencer might want to buy Nintendo. What do you guys think?" I'm sure Phil Spencer wants to buy Nintendo. As a matter of fact, that's something that I have in common with Phil Spencer. I too would like to buy Nintendo. And the other thing that me and Phil Spencer have in common is there's not a chance in hell that either one of us have a shot at that. So yeah, he can say that all day long, but there's no chance. Nintendo will never sell. I mean, I guess there's some astronomical number, maybe, but I really don't think there's a realistic number that anybody could buy Nintendo at this point. What do you think, Ryan?
I mean, if they come and offer double what the company's worth, maybe.
Honestly, though, man, have you seen how their executives are structured, man? They make no fucking money compared to any other company's executives. It's crazy. Nintendo is a weird fucking company. Their executives make dog shit compared to every other major company. It's so wild how it's so wild how Nintendo is structured. And again, that's why they are who they are, which is a company that, continues to just crush it for decades and decades. Blake Barrett, I spent my weekend in Reddit jail. Stating biological facts is hate speech for some reason. Can I get some 199s in the chat for solidarity? Well, let's drop some 199s in the chat. I personally, I know nothing of Reddit other than I am extremely hated on Reddit. And I thought it was just me. And then I realized Mahler is hated about 4 times as much. So I was like, okay, that's good then. Reddit apparently is a major left-wing kind of outlet. A lot of people, left-wing people, are there. I mean, obviously it's the internet. So,
I mean, it depends what subreddit you're on. But a large portion of it, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't go to Reddit. I think there's a G&G Reddit, by the way, shout out. But that's a fan run thing, and I'm appreciate you guys populating that site with the good name of G&G. I imagine you probably get a lot of hate over there for that. Bad Dad LLC says membership timed out. Scan in small corn energy. Sorry about that, man. I know that as long as you're do we have any idea how membership gifting operates? Is it random, or is first dibs with people watching? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Ryan,
I
you're
have
usually
no
good at
fucking
figuring
idea.
shit out, so figure it out, Ryan. Let's see. Quatrina VR over on Rumble. Hail the 199. Film Actors Guild can suck an egg. Absolutely. Faux Peasy over on Rumble says, has Jeremy mentioned Titanfall yet? Only twice. But there's more time, trust me. Andy Plays Games. I heard that Dan Vasquez is doing a music video cover of Ebony and Ivory. It'll just be back and forth shots of Jeremy's crotch and face. Thank you, Andy Plays Games. And the Real Smile Bit just dropped 10 gifted memberships. Look at there. Look at there. And look who got one. Bad Dad LLC got one. Holy shit. That's how
I have no idea how that works.
That's how the 199 steps up. Look at that, man. That is crazy. See? You see, that's why I highlighted. I was like, we could get him in membership right then and there. That is
Jeremy, what's your
crazy.
favorite flavor Starburst?
I don't eat Starburst, but typically it would be strawberry or cherry. Probably. I've never been a fan of Starburst.
Never mind then.
Why? What's the joke?
Well, I just saw I got into a conversation. So I was talking about candy corn. I was bitching about how terrible candy corn is.
Agreed.
But I said, listen, I'm freely able to admit when I like have weird opinions or like the wrong opinion. Like the way I eat and you eat cereal too is fucking weird. It just is.
Yes.
But also my Starburst rankings is almost the inverse of nearly every other person's in the world. I think pink is the most popular flavor, and that is my least favorite. I go yellow, orange, red, pink from favorite to least favorite.
I would definitely flip my order based on my normal taste buds for candy and things like that. So yeah. But I just never eaten Starburst. I think I've tried them a few times. It didn't really work for me. So like
Starburst, you don't like Starburst? It didn't work for you?
Yeah, just whatever, I like what are they called? They're called different things in different places. Smarties. I like Smarties. The little things that's in the little plastic thing.
Well, different places, I think it's just like fucking Canada where they're not, they're called something different, but yeah.
I don't know, but either way, yeah, I never ate Starburst. So a lot of people like Starburst. A lot of people like it.
Compared to Smarties, like Starburst is like gourmet cuisine compared to fucking chalky ass Smarties. Like that's just like a cheap thing that like you get handed out to kids. It's not really that good, but they eat it because they don't have any other choice. They're slaves. Like they got to eat whatever they're given.
Oh, I mean, I'm from Alabama. What do you expect?
Not that, I guess.
Exactly.
Certainly nobody's given people toothbrushes, handed out at the trailer parks. So you don't have to worry about that in Alabama.
Roll fucking Tide, baby. That's all that matters. Roll Tide. That's all that matters in Alabama. Cole Hauser for 20. Good morning, Ryan and Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. I hope that you didn't, I hope that I didn't tag you too much on X, sharing a lot of Joe stuff. Thanks for all you guys do. Love the show. Hollywood and Snoop Dogg suck ass. Yo, Joe 199, praise Ara, peace. You can never tag me too much, especially in G.I. Joe stuff, Cole Hauser. I appreciate you, brother. But yes, you can never tag me in too much G.I. Joe stuff. That will never, ever, ever be a problem. So thank you so much. Jacob Rodriguez says, on duty and still have a chance to listen. Hail the 199. Duty still sucks. And yellow flavor is great, Ryan.
Right.
There you go. There you go. Zeke the Wise says, morning, G&G. The Finns put up 70. Why didn't they break the record? I mean, it would. I don't want to take this too far into a sports discussion, but I think that would have been considered a dick move if he would have went for that. Just
I would have done it. I wish he would have fucking second.
I wish he would have, but he didn't. He did it out of respect. He could have broken.
Mike McDaniel.
Ooh, your microphone has just went to shit. Like holy fuck. All right. I mean, it just went bad. So. All right. So hi everyone. Welcome to Cobra Cast on Geeks and Gamers. I am your host, Jeremy. Swig of water for the working man. We've got Callum says the reason Bob Iger won't cancel Rachel Zegler is because she sucks his to work like Brie Larson and Kevin Feige. Hey, that's a damn good reason, I guess, for Bob Iger. Somebody needs to touch it, right? Bashy Washy, no Ryan, I'm totally with you on yellow.
That's good.
Right.
Someone said I like my Starburst like Hunter Biden likes his prostitutes. No yellow.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, man.
Yeah. So every time I touch my editing software, if StreamYard happens to be open, it fucking destroys the microphone. And I wasn't even editing anything. I was just like changing a window around and I forgot. And I accidentally touched my editing software and it just destroys the fucking mic. I don't know why. And there's nothing I can do to fix it.
That is weird. That is weird. Okay, so we've got a great crowd here, and we're going to talk about our first topic of the day. Ryan, what do we got going on?
We might as well talk about Hollywood. Let me pull this shit up real quick.
Man, I'm so fucking, these fucking Hollywood people, man. I don't give a damn about them. I don't give a damn.
Well, for almost 5 months, the writers have been on strike in an industry that's failing in every single aspect, whether it's box office, whether it's streaming, whether it's linear television. Everything is down right now. Like these studios are losing a shit ton of money, in large part because the content has been dog shit. And the writers have a big part to do with that. But they decided that we're worth more, Jeremy. We need more money. We need more benefits. We need more guarantees. We need more jobs. We need all this stuff. We need more. And for almost 5 months, 146 days, they've been on strike. It looks like that is finally coming to an end. We heard a bunch of rumors throughout the weekend that we thought it was going to happen Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday. Finally, late yesterday, it's official. It's a deal. WGA and AMPTP, so basically the studios, reached tentative agreement to end the writers' strike. Now, the reason it's a tentative agreement is because the unions are negotiating. They're representing the rest of the union. It has to go to a vote, all this shit. Probably will be ratified within the next couple days, but it's not like this is a guarantee it's done. But in all likelihood, it's probably a done deal, as a lot of these people are fucking living in their cars at this point. Of course, they're going to vote to go back to work. But that means that very soon you're going to get your late night shows back. These people are going to go back to writing almost immediately. And then the studios still have to get the actors to agree. That seems like that's probably going to happen pretty quickly. But after 5 months and really no care from the general public, it looks like Hollywood's finally going to get back to work.
Well, we're going to have a special guest join us here in a few minutes to talk all about this because they just texted me and said, hey, I can hop on for a few. I think you'll know this guy. He's got a YouTube channel, might have 1 million subs and, probably another week or two at the rate he's growing. But yes, Nerdrotic will be here. Dan Vask. Nerdrotic will be joining us here in just a few minutes. So Gary, if you're watching, I'll send it to your Twitter right there. But yes, the point that you made right there was that the general public really doesn't care. And I think they realize the general public doesn't care. I think they realize it because there's way too much going on. Dude, if this would have happened in the 80s, this would have happened in the 90s, like at this height during the summer and all of this stuff, I mean, you felt it back then when these moments would happen. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like baseball when they go on strike, or when the NBA or NFL, when those things happen, you felt it back then. You know what I mean? It mattered when this source of entertainment goes away. It mattered. It had weight. Nowadays, with social media, with streaming services, with video games, with YouTube, no one gives a shit anymore. You're not that important. The celebrity doesn't matter like it used to. It doesn't matter. It used to matter. It doesn't anymore.
Entertainment used to be appointment viewing, right? You didn't just have Netflix that you could turn on and have access to 9 seasons of every show or whatever. It used to be, okay, if I want to watch this show, I need to tune in Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC for the days that it's airing. Like, that's it. That's when you get to watch it.
Yep.
So it used to matter when things went on strike, when things weren't airing. That used to be a big deal. Now people have so many options, and you don't have to watch it immediately. You can watch it pretty much at any time. That's one of the reasons as well that people just don't care. What's up, Gary?
If this guy right here went away for 5 months, I'm sure a few people would notice, unlike Hollywood. Hi, Gary.
That'd be 5 videos they missed from him.
5 videos and 10 million views.
Maybe 5. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for letting me on. I'm sorry to interrupt your groove here. I know you're on a time limit and everything.
Whatever.
What's
Ryan
up, 199?
Ryan just gets a little aggravated if we go over like an hour and 10 minutes. You start seeing him get really aggravated. And then they send more super chats just to make him stay a little bit longer.
Speed through the fucking super chats at the end, yeah.
But that's Gary. Talk to us about this. I feel like Gary dropped it in the F&T chat like before the news even broke. Because Gary's so
like as soon as it happened, yeah.
I know it. I know.
Dude, I was all Saturday. I spent all day just reading articles, waiting for it to end. And what the hell? I'll mention it. It's just I thought it was really funny in the first article, Ryan. I shared it with you guys in the F&T chat. I'm like, they didn't want it to go into Yom Kippur. They really didn't want it to go.
We really wanted to make sure we got this done before the Jewish holiday. That's how you know it's a fucking Hollywood strike. It was wild.
Whoops! But it did, and it ended, and we don't know any details yet. And Ryan, you're right. Like they still have to vote on it. They're asking.
It's probably going to clear. Like
it's probably going to clear. And this is just speculative for me right now. But kind of the word on the street is it's not that different of a deal than it was a few months ago, and it's like. Right now they're arguing over the AI language. So they made agreements on AI, and I'm guessing they made agreements on something they still don't completely understand, and they're trying to hammer out the language on it, which is going to be hard. That's going to be really hard because you cannot stop AI. It's going to change the industry completely in the next 2 years. 2 years. And that's why they were rushing to this deal. But it's the minimum writer's room thing. And it looks like that they're probably going to get some sort of minimum writer's room. But the thing was, the corporations were doing that anyway. They were doing that anyway, especially not just minimums of people, but minimums of identity. Minimums of identity.
You need to have 40% BIPOC in the writer's room. And they look at the landscape and they realize, well, only fucking 15% of writers in the WGA meet those requirements, which means you're digging through the bottom of the barrel in terms of talent to find people just because they're a certain skin color or ethnicity or whatever, which means your writing room is degraded. And I think that all these fucking things, like there's probably going to be some people that are happy about all this stuff that are not going to be able to get jobs because I don't think that over the next couple of years, we're going to see the same number of TV shows and series being produced.
We're not.
A lot of these streaming services are going to collapse or like be bought up by other things. So there's not going to be as much content needed. And also, they've already admitted we have to slow down on content because we're losing so much money. So you're going to go from 500 or 600 series per year being produced to like 400 or 300, which means congratulations on your better guarantees. Probably the bottom 40% of these people aren't going to have jobs available to fill in the next couple of years.
And this was the plan before the strike. They were going to cut down how many shows they were going to make because it was purely a financial decision. They couldn't afford it. It was, guess what? Unsustainable. Who's been saying that for years? I think some of us might have been saying this for years, that this model is unsustainable. So you're absolutely right, Ryan. There's going to, the WGA is going to come out and go, we won! Except there'll be fewer people to pay. So the minute the WGA walked out, the producers won. And by the way, that doesn't change. The producers and the corporations control the money. They were never going to lose. It's just how much they're willing to give up. And it's scraps to them. It's quite frankly scraps. And so there's going to be, the biggest losers are going to be below the line workers, theaters, any peripheral business attached to Hollywood, and a lot of untalented writers who are not going to all have jobs now. Does that mean we're not going to get crap? Oh, of course, we're still going to get crap, just maybe not as much of it. That's about it.
And then those comments that Bob Iger said, which I still don't know how seriously to take them about the culture war is not good for business and all of that stuff. I feel like that's him trying to realize what's been going on forever. But I also don't believe that there's as much substance to that as a lot of people believe, because we've heard Bob Iger run his mouth a lot. And I feel like that's kind of in line with a lot of studios. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, I was going to say, well, that's a good segue. I have a video coming out in a couple hours.
Ah, there we go.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Well, I'm sure
On
that
that
Bob Iger
subject.
wants to quiet down the culture war. They just mean that they want to go back to not being so blatant and upfront about it. They
Yes.
still want to push transgender bullshit. They're just maybe won't advertise it before they do, not as hard. Like,
Yes.
do you think that Disney is going to not have these fat bearded male freaks in dresses greeting little girls to help them become princesses at Disney World? No, of course they're not. They're still going to do that shit.
Yep.
Like they're not really going to change anything they're doing. Maybe they'll be a little more tactful about how they push it now that they've realized how unpopular it is. That's what they mean by quiet down. They don't mean change what they're doing. They mean change how it's being presented.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll keep people from taking pictures at Disneyland. That's the only thing. I don't know how else you quiet it down, but you're right. Disney is not going to change people. They're just not. I'm not into black pilling, but like they're the last ones that they won't change at all. There's the only thing that will force change is you need like a Twitter like house cleaning, and Twitter's house cleaning wasn't perfect. And that's just not going to happen. Because they don't have the desire. But as Jeremy just said, Bob Iger, it's just lip service. It is absolute BS what he is pushing. We talked about it on FNT. That I put that clip in my video because it's freaking hilarious. When Ryan shows the National Review article, and it just goes right to it's the same picture and damn near
Same
the same
author.
headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. that
And
was
what
so
happened
funny.
right after that? Bob Iger went on an investor call and they asked him about the LGBTQ agenda. And he said, really, I see this as just as important as what Martin Luther King did for the civil rights movement and what they did, what people did to stop the Holocaust. Like that's how he doesn't view it as a culture where he views it as like a duty.
Hey,
Right? Something as like that it's as important to push transgender ideology to fucking little kids as it was for Martin Luther King to fight for civil rights.
Malcolm Iger X. That's what he is. Hey, maybe the Canadian Parliament will give him a standing ovation.
There you go.
God.
Maybe.
Oh my God. Tomac for 50 says, now that Gary is here, I wonder how his Opla review is coming along. Hail Opla. Do you know the Opla lore?
Opla is One Piece live action.
Yes,
Okay, it took me a minute to get that.
Yeah. Beardo was reading a super chat. He's like, Opla. What the hell's Opla?
Oprah
So-
Winfrey.
Yeah, so now Opla's a new meme here on Daily.
It is. I'm working on it all day today. All day today. It's a tough job. Sometimes my job can be absolute misery. Watching a show I love and reviewing it all day. Yeah.
Well, here's another guy who has such a miserable job of being a online celebrity, Chris Gore, who says Iger is a weatherman.
He's a weatherman.
Chris Gore is lobbying to host Geeks Gamers Daily for an episode after that disaster of Drunk 3PO and Dan Vask hosting.
I thought that was great. I think those two should be on 4 times a day, especially Dan, for 2 years. I think that I saw no problem with it at all.
Somebody says Chris Gore is basted. Congratulations, Chris. I guess
Basted
whatever
Gore.
that means.
That's gonna be a new meme.
Basted Chris Gore. It's like a picture of him as a fucking turkey.
And Dan Vasquez takeover. Yes. Jay meant to say Dan Vasquez taking over, but he just titled it Dan Vasquez takeover. And so I told him, I'm like, just fucking leave it. Don't fix it. Just leave it. Like literally
Somebody in the chat say, "You're a teacher, dude."
It's so good.
God.
Oh man.
That explains a lot.
But yeah, so Gary, I know that I'm sure your video is going to be very informative whenever it drops, and so a few hours you say is when it's going to be.
Yeah, a couple hours. It's just a victory lap basically. But this waving of the white flag, it's also not to spoil it, but it's just BS. But I think the biggest takeaway is the acknowledgement of the culture war. Remember when people just said it didn't exist? It wasn't that long ago. The culture war doesn't exist. You're crazy. And now there's just open talk about it, and that's because their side. By the way, Bob Iger's a 5-star general in the culture war. Okay, he's leading the way on the other side.
The 5-star general. That's right.
Yeah,
and he's. For him to deny this is just such. He was a coward. We talked about this the day it happened, Jeremy. The guy quits right before COVID. Lets Bob Chapek come in. Obvious fall guy. Doesn't really relent control. Wouldn't give Bob Chapek his office, his old office with the private shower. Like, so this is a petty.
Made him move into a broom closet down the hallway
where he shot a hostage video with a rainbow colored gun to his head. It was weird.
Dude, whenever I said that, like, there's obviously some tongue in cheek to everything, but I mean, I did feel like some kind of funny business was going on. I didn't think it was that bad where he like literally wouldn't even give up his fucking office. It's like, holy shit,
dude, is really petty.
Yeah.
Like, the report that just came out a couple weeks ago was like on their first trip, like when Iger and Chapek probably did that little like interview together, the whole turnover, Chapek and maybe Carolyn McCarthy, if she was still there, were talking on the plane about strategy, like on the way back. And Bob Iger's like, it's really disrespectful you to have this type of conversation while I'm still sitting right here. Like he got all pissy about it or something. It's like, what the fuck? You're the one that's stepping down, you bitch. Or whatever.
Yeah, and yeah, didn't he have direct conversations with Gavin Newsom as the representative of Disney right after he was supposedly stepping down, and he was
still chairman.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, not giving up his office is, man, that's I mean, it is exactly what we said it was, is that it was a difficult time. Iger didn't want to weather the storm because he couldn't, and that's a sign of a coward. That's a sign of a coward, someone that just is like, I don't want to even deal with it. I don't even want, because it's not gonna. I'm not gonna get the perfect results that I want, and I have to explain all this disaster. And now I think it's even. I don't think he prepared for Disney to be in the terrible position that they're in now, because they're in a worse position now than they were during that time. At least you had a legitimate, valid excuse for that point in time. You don't have one right now. When fucking Oppenheimer's making more than any Marvel fucking movie, you don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse for why normie Marvel movies are failing when Oppenheimer goes number 3 for the year and pushes $950 million. And yeah, you could bring in like ticket prices, inflation, IMAX, all that. It doesn't matter, dude. The fact that Oppenheimer is at 950 is truly one of the most crazy things. That's the most insane box office thing.
If they judged Oppenheimer like streaming, it would be number 1 for minutes watched.
Yes, it absolutely would.
Exactly, because of the minutes. Jesus. 100%. But streaming has really been, I think, the biggest misjudgment from everybody in Hollywood. Everybody was in a rush to do streaming and abandon linear television, and now they're all in a rush to reestablish the linear television model with advertisements in streaming. Because it was such a big fucking misstep for them to go all in the way they did with that business model. And I think that's the biggest difference in Disney right now. They thought that they were going to be making better inroads when it came to streaming. They were going to have more subscribers by this point. They're going to end up falling like 70 million subscribers short of their estimates back in the pandemic when they started Disney Plus. I think they estimated they were going to be at like 220, 230 million by the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. And they're sitting right now at around 150 million. And that number's been going down the past year. So not to mention just the billions of dollars they're losing.
And they were supposed to be profitable by next year. It's supposed to, that's just absolute BS. That's never going to happen unless they lie, which they could. More finagling, more cheating. But there's also the 3 lawsuits. They've had the worst year. They're the biggest loser this year. Strike or no strike, they're the biggest loser this year, without a doubt. And Jeremy tweeted out when he waved up this white flag that he's been watching FNT. It's that's funny. But it's that acknowledgement is to try to, for one, that leaked acknowledgement. I don't think anything happens naturally in Hollywood. I think that was put out there to maybe appease investors, because they know a lot of investors, although I'm not a financial analyst, don't pay attention to the stuff, but they are. But the fact is, like, Bob Iger never planned on losing the culture war. That was the whole thing. When he came in, he thought, I can just come in, ride this. I'll fix, Chapek's messes. But I think he was surrounded by so many yes men at the time that he never really saw. And this is, not to relieve him of blame, but I doubt he saw like how bad it was culturally within the company, and then how much the fandom is pissed off. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me. I'm sure they reach out to you, and I know they reach out to you, Ryan and Jeremy, but and who quietly support us, who work within the industry, who are professionals.
Yep.
Below the line, directors, producers, former head of studios. These are the kind of people who have reached out to me and said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. We can't say anything." And that's been the biggest problem, even with this strike. Right. So it's the biggest problem within Disney. It's the biggest problem within strike. The employees who just want to go to work and make art for everybody and aren't embroiled in this identity politics can't say anything. They have the toxic culture.
Yes.
It's a toxic culture where it's only one-sided. We saw that with Gina Carano. Her post wasn't anything worse. Actually, it was Pedro Pascal's post was much worse than hers.
Yes.
He kept his job. She didn't. The biggest problem we had as fans is the inconsistency.
Right.
And
it's always at the inconsistency of it. Go ahead, Gary. You still had some more points to make.
Sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
No, it's this one-sided nature, and you can't call this stuff out. And that's why the identity poisons everything, because you start breaking people into these identity blocks, and then you attach projects to them, which is supposed to be entertainment, mass entertainment that's supposed to get to everybody. And criticizing that entertainment, like Blue Beetle, all of a sudden you're criticizing somebody's identity. And I know I'm stating like what most people know, but people are still waking up to this. And that's why it's poison to art. It's poison to culture. And pop culture is our culture in America. It's an institution that isn't going away, that the right and many centrists abandon, and that's why we continue this fight to this day. It's gonna be interesting to see the fallout from the strike, because there is going to be a dry spell, like a huge dry spell. And we'll see how they weather the storm. I don't think Hollywood learns too many lessons from this, though, unfortunately.
They don't, and they've proven that time and time again. CJ says, I was at Fan X Salt Lake where I saw the great Gina Carano, who did nothing wrong. And Jay, I saw a lot of FNT fans around. I hope you guys are well.
Nice.
Yeah, Jay, talked to Jay a lot last night about it, actually. A lot of good feedback, and it sounded like it was a really, really humbling, experience for Gina. And that's the best part of it, man. There's so much passion out there for her. And you can paint those narratives about her. Again, if you didn't lose all respect for Disney as a company that day, I'm not sure. Like, that was just next level how they treated her with the press releases.
Like abhorrent or whatever, abhorrent statements, or the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Oh, and then finding out people from Lucasfilm were doing not Indiegogos. They're GoFundMe. They were doing GoFundMes for trans rights, disparaging her in that GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Like current people who still work at Lucasfilm.
Yep.
Did this while this controversy was going on, and nothing happened to them. Yeah, she went through the ring. And of course, the 40-person Zoom room struggle session they wanted her to go through.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. I have no respect for Disney. Out of all of this, I hope they fall and burn. I don't think they will, but I think the world will be a better place without them at this point.
Yeah, and like you said, it really does come down to it has to be an Elon Musk situation. And while I know Elon Musk is definitely not perfect on Twitter, I still think Twitter is a far better platform than it was under Jack Dorsey. So while there is a lot to still bitch about and complain about with Twitter or X, it's still a much better place. And yeah, you can see it. I mean, it is a much better place. It's still broken at times. But that's what Disney would have to go through in order for it to be fixed. And I don't really see that happening, but I didn't see it happen with Twitter either. And so I guess time will tell, because I always go back to it. I go back to 2020 when Trump was banned and the whole thing with Parler happened not long after. And it just was a disaster. And I was like, wow, this is never getting better. And then Elon came out of nowhere. So will it happen with Disney? I don't know. I guess it's possible, but the whole Apple thing is floating out there. I don't think that changes the culture at Disney by any stretch of the imagination. Do we even think is that even possible, Gary? Do you think that's a realistic story that Apple could be interested in buying Disney?
They might have the desire. They have the liquid. I don't even know if this government would allow that to happen, because that would be crazy. That would be Apple getting into, as it stands right now, Disney, unless Disney sells ABC, that could change it. But having ABC, that is control of a lot of information, to where even the FCC might have a problem with that. I
don't think they're interested. Like, I don't think Apple's interested in getting into the theme park business.
Yeah,
you know,
that would
they're
be
a
nuts.
fucking tech company that's recently been dabbling in media, right? In terms of like Apple Plus or Apple TV, whatever the hell it's called.
I think
this would be a massive undertaking for them to get into the worldwide international theme park business.
Theme park, broadcast television, and whatever else is there. We got the Hulu. Disney can't do anything until they get rid of Hulu, or they buy Hulu. Sorry, till they buy out Hulu, and then they get, because that's an actual asset. Hulu does relatively well for a streaming service, but the problem is they're going to lose a bunch of stuff. Excuse me, still in the morning here.
Dying.
I'm dying.
Yeah,
I've been dying all my life. There it goes.
Oh man.
But no, yeah, I just don't see it happening. I could see them. I think Disney's going to sell stuff off. They've done this in the past. They've done it in the past. So
I think there's ramifications too that we don't even understand to that. I've always been astonished at the amount of free marketing that Disney gets, because they have so many linear television. They have got ABC, they got ESPN. When a new Star Wars movie or show comes out, you see it advertised on the bottom ticker of ESPN. They're able to push it using all those big channels that they do have. That's a large reach that they're paying nothing for. That will all change, right? If they decide to sell those things off. I'm sure they have some licensing agreements and perpetuity, like blah, 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 whatever. But still, it changes things inherently. And I don't think I don't think a lot of people have acknowledged just what a big advantage that has been for them.
Yeah. Yo Pop says G&G should buy Disney. We're gonna need a few more super chats in order to make that happen.
Yeah, a couple more members.
Yeah, just a couple. I mean, if we can find maybe
it is $10 billion so we can buy 1/3 of Hulu and just hold it over Disney.
That'd be great.
I promise you, if I had the money for buying Disney, I would be grifting super chats and memberships as hard as I do. So we need a few more, but we can get there. Hey,
sure.
Yeah,
I gotta point out this thing that fucking pisses me off.
Don't get in the way of Jeremy's dream.
I fucking hate these stupid accounts, right? That tweet out bullshit that everybody just repeats. The Super Mario Brothers movie earned $1.3 billion during its theatrical run. The movie was a total success and turned a profit of over $1.2 billion. Nintendo and Universal gained over $620 million each. This is just a lie. Like, it's just not accurate.
Did I do the math on that? What the hell?
I fucking hate these fucking accounts because they spread this bullshit and then retards repeat it. This is like the theatrical cut. $620 million is like how much the theater is made from it. Now, of course, it is massively profitable. I'm not going to take that away from the Super Mario Brothers movie. But this is assuming the theaters get a zero cut of everything instead of half. This also comes into play when they're talking about Disney movies like this. Guardians of the Galaxy earned $845 million during its theatrical run. The movie was a total success and turned a profit of $500 to $600 million.
That's not true.
Oh my God. The production budget was $250 million. The marketing was $150 million. They spent $400 million total.
A 12-year-old.
Estimates, probably more than that,
yeah,
on Guardians. Based on the cut of the box office, it barely broke even because of how well it did in China and other stuff like that. Like this stuff is just bullshit. And I hate these accounts that repeat it and then people take it at face value.
No, this is, I was going to say a 12-year-old, but this is like a Malaysian account that probably, uses probably partial AI. I've seen this in Culture Crave out there. I mean, they're all right. Culture Crave is okay once in a while, but they put out the whole Rings of Power thing that's 5 months old. and people are running with it like it's new. It's like
I made a video
guys,
about it last night.
I know you did. I watched it.
Like for some reason, he tweeted this out 5
and
months
nobody
after
knows about it. And that's the internet for you. I made a video on it 5 months ago that got 900,000 views, but it's still news to some people. So that's cool. That's great.
Well,
but
I have some clarification on these numbers. We need a numbers expert, so I've brought a numbers expert in here.
You know, they say all men are created equal. But you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally, if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then
We're not going to play the whole thing, but I know the chat would love seeing
We're already
it.
going to get struck by
I know.
WWE.
my God, I know that's such a great
Steiner math, baby.
Steiner math is the
Let's
best.
go.
They spelled disaster for you.
But I guess that budget thing kind of brings up the newest disaster from Disney, which we know will be Snow White.
Oh.
They've revealed some of the initial spending for this movie, and it is wild. Initial costs for Rachel Zegler's Snow White film are already shockingly high. Already, just through July of last year, over a year ago, they'd already spent over $200 million. $209 million spent on Snow White. They still have reshoots. They still have post-production. That doesn't count anything they've done in the last, 15 months on this movie. You're looking at something that is probably going to be another $300 million movie if they're lucky for Disney. Maybe get a little tax rebate down to $250. The budgets are out of control. The Snow White movie is going to cost $300 million at a minimum. How is this fucking sustainable for them?
Is there a chance this movie doesn't release, or is it going to 100% release?
They have to release it.
They have to release it because they're the ones that virtue signaled about it.
Yep.
You can't stand up there and jerk yourselves off about how woke you are because you have a Latina Snow White and how progressive and incredible it is, and then cancel it because just like you saw with Bob Chapek, right? You're going to get the activist at your company and the activist fans that you've basically assembled around because all the regular fans left, and they will destroy you if you do something like that. You can't talk about how proud you are of Black Ariel and then cancel the movie. Same thing with Snow White. They're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like, and again, what's it going to be a situation where they spin the narrative again? Because they spin the narrative about Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid lost money, but they've twisted that narrative to make it like, I don't think
because
most
of
people,
stupid accounts like that just like repeat it.
But even then, though, I mean, even like John Campea said that it made a fucking profit. You know what I mean? Like John Campea was twisting the numbers. He pulled Steiner math on it. You know what I mean?
John Campea also claimed that Thor: Love and Thunder was the biggest box office. That movie had the highest box office opening in history. Because it was a math error on Box Office Mojo that he couldn't figure out. So,
and the 9-year-olds might believe him, so that watch him. So I don't know. I don't want to judge, but
it's all because of a Deadline article that came out. The same type of thing that came out to justify Black Adam making money when it was really a fucking failure. That was like, oh well, it won't make money at the theater, but if you assume the video on demand over time, and also if Disney pays itself $100 million for the rights to stream its own content, then it'll break even. Like that's the kind of shit they justify. Even though if you just look at the box office, it lost over $100 million for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Snow White deal is gonna like, I don't know how you justified this. I love the fact that you got like at the theme parks, you still have like the Snow White stuff, and it's the classic Snow White, and you've had the actress that's playing the new Snow White basically present that as like, oh, this is just toxic and out of date, and it doesn't matter. Yet your people are going to these theme parks experiencing that version of it. You're actively shitting on that version of it. It's social justice in a nutshell. It's social justice in a nutshell.
Yeah, wow. It really sucks to have people shit on your favorite character, doesn't it? Disney adult. Yeah, isn't that weird? That's like when Anita Sarkeesian got mad when they were gonna recast Buffy as black. That was hilarious, by the way, when they were gonna remake Buffy, and she like freaked out on that. It's like, oh, it's somebody you like. Oh, wow. Unless like the magical creatures are actually made of Snow White, of cocaine. I don't know what explains that freaking budget at all, because they're not putting it into costume or the actors or the producers or the directors. I don't know where that money's going. So I don't think it was going to make money even if it had $150 million budget. I think this thing's going to flop harder than Lizzo at the high dive right now. So it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad, and I'm here for it.
Gary dialed that one back to make it as nice as possible, and it was still bad. Because if that would have been me, Gary, and Ryan talking privately, it would have been a lot worse.
I might have reeled myself in on that one. Okay.
Oh, it made it even funnier. Holy shit. All right. How much longer you got here with us, Gary?
I got a few more minutes. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Of course, man. You're always welcome on. Always welcome on. All right, Ryan, let's catch up on some soups. I read all of them so far. I'll let you read some of them if you want, unless you want me to catch up where I was.
I got it. Pool Noodles for 20, scanning in to say happy birthday, Steph. There you go. Thank you.
Happy birthday,
Noodles.
Steph.
Happy birthday.
Dominion Zephon says, hey, Jeremy, had fun on Titanfall 2 last night. Bro, DZ, I'm going to call you DZ. DZ is like my arch enemy, crushes me. But then we had a really good kind of back and forth, but you're really good at Titanfall 2. You're really fucking good. And I'm happy that, again, we have the 199 clan on PC now. So if you guys want to join us, that's where we play. We play with a lot of the different members. The turnout's been great for it. So shout out to all of you. It's been really cool, man. You guys know my favorite game ever. Gary, you want to play some Titanfall 2?
Oh, yeah. I'll get around to it right after I'm done with The Witcher and Gollum and Harry Potter or Wizarding World, whatever the hell it's called.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Transphobia, the game. That's
Mikey Gussler for 20. Are you guys going to see The Creator this week? I want to see it. I think it looks interesting. It's a Garrett Evans film, and I heard it's a redemption for him after Rogue One and Godzilla. Only has an $80 million budget. It's being called one of the best films of the year.
Gareth
I'm a little
Edwards,
suspicious.
is that what you mean?
That's what he means in the thing.
Okay. Hell yeah, Flash. Hell yeah. We got to play. Go ahead.
I do think that it looks interesting to me. I'm suspicious of how many people are calling it like incredible.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It looks like it's filled with identity politics. That's me.
What, just because it's a black person, Gary?
Yes.
Which one is this one? Is this the one with John David?
John David Washington.
Yeah,
and it's like an AI whatever.
John David Washington is Denzel's son. He was in Tenet, even though I didn't love Tenet. I think this movie looks like dog shit. I think it looks terrible. I think it looks cheap and gimmicky as hell. I think it looks bad.
It's a girl is the key to everything. It's
it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good at all. It looks like a fucking made for TV fucking sci-fi movie. That's what it looked like to me.
Hey,
I'm interested in. I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm gonna watch it, of course.
I'm all about some fucking a different like new franchise, like something else that's not just part of a sequel, a prequel, or whatever.
I'd love to be surprised. I'd love for Rebel Moon to be rad. Like that would be cool. I actually like the Rebel Moon trailer. I didn't hate it. So
why? It's a girl is the key to everything.
Exactly.
I know it's a girl is the key to everything.
Okay.
So it's so new. It's never been done.
Yeah. NC for 10. Y'all gonna see Gareth Edwards, the creator? Another one. I'm going to. They aren't. Hayden
I said I
for
was.
10. Oh, sorry. Jeremy's not. Gary is.
Yeah.
Hayden for 10. Soon, Iger will be saying this isn't culture war stuff. Like, this is just life in 2023, 24.
He did say that he doesn't think the parental rights, I don't want to get too political here, the parental rights issue in Florida wasn't woke. It was a right and wrong. Although he didn't call it parental rights. That's not what he called the bill. He called the bill something wrong. So he was already wrong about being right and wrong.
Don't say gay.
Yeah.
Don't say gay. Shout out to Ron Perlman.
Hey, can I ask Jeremy a quick question? Have you stopped thinking about One Piece yet?
No, well, yes, actually I have, because Titanfall 2 came out, so now I can't stop thinking about
I haven't,
Titanfall 2
so I watched it 4 times, dude.
Oh my god, man. I watched so I was back in Pensacola this past weekend, and I watched just the first episode with my family because they haven't seen it yet, and I was like, this is so fucking good. It's just so good. I can't believe it. And yes, I have you started the anime yet?
I'm waiting to start the anime till I'm done with my review, so it doesn't like
Oh, okay. Okay.
get into my review. I want to
Okay.
like talk about just the show. So,
Yeah,
but I have it. I'm ready to go.
The
So-
anime, I'm telling you, man, there's so much. All the stories that we're introduced to in the live action, like there's so much more depth in the anime, which is obviously expected. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
it's well done, and I think it works. I think it works good that I know the stories from the live action. So then going into the anime, I'm watching this and I'm learning more about. There's more meat on the bone. So I totally understand why the anime fans look at the live action and go, I mean, they missed this, they missed that, they missed it, because you're tied to these stories. You know these stories. So when you see it retold in live action and it's like 20% of that story in live action, you're like, this sucks. I totally get it. But for me and like someone like Gary, the normie on this, it's made us interested in the anime, which is what you want in the first place.
Yep.
Death Note didn't do that.
Mm,
So, I mean, and I love the anime of Death Note, but point is the live action, you don't watch that and go, hey, I got to find out more about this world.
yeah. Sorry, Ryan. I just want. I think it's kind of a perfect show, but we can leave it at that.
It's
Ryan
pretty
can get back to
amazing.
his super chats.
It's pretty
Nice.
amazing. So, and extend all of your recommendations anime to
Ryan.
As a matter of fact, over on Rumble, we got a
Send your 1984 recommendations to Ryan too, please.
Yeah, Sparty Codes fan says, can we get a daily segment on Ryan's anime takes?
Yes.
It's the segment we deserve. Hail the 199, Frank the Tank Gore, and Boomer Gary.
Yeah.
Look how happy he looks.
I mean, what do you want? I can give you my opinion on an anime if you say it, but based on my knowledge, that's about it. Why do you have small PP for $1 on Rumble? AI lives matter. Please stand up for SS member. Thank you.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that was so bad.
it was rough.
Oh,
General Duality member for 7 months. Hail the 199. After 2 months, I finally have an X account that doesn't lock. X still has a flawed system and support
Yes.
sucks the long way.
Yeah,
It's a big platform, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like Camelot, his main account still gone. I think Dan Vask's main account is still gone.
yeah.
you know.
How are we supposed to know what gay is without Dan or Camelot on Twitter?
That's
I
what
mean,
I've been
we're not
It's
saying.
really
know.
homophobic to lock
That's
them
what
out.
I've been
Yeah.
saying. That's what I've been saying.
Cheers. By the way, Yellow Flash, dude, I don't want to hear your excuses for missing Flashcast. Okay. I did a Friday Night Tights from Paris, France in a hotel room with scraps in a cave.
Hey, I will say, and while I'm not always there for FNT, and everybody thinks I've been fired or I'm quitting, and that's never going to be the case, but Gary, one time it was Tuesday night's main event, because this is like years ago. I'd missed the Tuesday night's main event because I was traveling. Gary's like, you can't fucking miss the show. So I started doing them from the fucking road. I'm driving. I'm like, we'll do a Tuesday night's main event from the road.
Yeah.
So he was right.
You can't miss
He
the
was right.
show. The audience wants to see the show. I don't want to hear that you were busy digging through long boxes. You're not on camera. You can do that and your show at the same time.
Luis Cuevas for 10. If you didn't know, Gary used to own a comic book shop. Praise Ara.
That's right.
Thank you, Luis. Sophie for 20. Hail, lots of sites trying to disparage Opla, call us ists and foes when we don't like stuff, then go after the IP when we do. Fandom Wire keeps going after McKenyu and recently criticized Oda. Headlines are awful and misleading. Fandom Wire is like either just AI or just fucking Pakistani or Indian people writing garbage. There's like articles of me or like using me as a source for things that have like, especially when have you guys seen those?
Yes.
I always think I think it's ridiculous when some of this stuff gets out there and you see some of these headlines like financial like blah blah blah, and it turns out just to be a YouTuber or something. But like, let me look at this shit. Fandom Wire,
Bro.
YouTuber thinks Disney's
Bro.
hot garbage.
Bro, this super chat. Holy shit. Chris Benoit. I'm with Ryan. My son tried to watch anime. I had to end that. Damn.
That is so. I'm already going to hell, so it doesn't matter.
Damn. Oh.
Ryan is not amused.
Oh, I'm looking for fucking Fandom Wire articles. Sorry. Like,
Gary, did you see when Chris Benoit sent a super chat to Chrissy on Simpcast?
Yeah.
she's going in
Give him
detail.
actual advice.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm trying to get back in the dating scene. Well, no, son's not in the picture anymore. And she goes, oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. The kid's not in the picture. Well, and then she goes to like a 7-minute, like
poor Chrissy.
passionate kind of like trying to help this guy get back in the dating scene. The whole chat's just like, oh no.
Oh, poor Chrissy.
Man.
This is Fandom Wire. What they were doing to the lore of The Witcher was unacceptable. Henry Cavill couldn't stand Netflix massacring The Witcher with pointless story deviations, says YouTuber Ryan Kinnell.
Jesus, that headline. TLDR. Okay, jeez.
Now look at this. Look at my Batman review. You get exactly what you deserve. The Witcher reportedly won't survive past season 5 after Henry Cavill's exit due to identity politics, says YouTuber Ryan Kinnell.
They already know that. It's only going 5 seasons, so I guess it's not going to survive past season 5.
Yeah. And there's like a Will Smith one where it's like a quote from me, like something about taking dick from another man, like the Will Smith data pick us up. They write articles based on my videos sometimes.
Fandom Wire has the weirdest headline. Yeah, it's AI. It's got to be
AI or just like Pakistani.
yeah, Malaysian or Pakistani. Yes.
Anyway,
shit,
Crazy Clown Town for 10. I wore my Make Marvel Mail Again shirt to Fan X and got stopped by a couple. The lady said she loved my shirt and wanted more men in Marvel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wore to Comic-Con. Got nothing.
Nobody said
No problems.
Guts Berserk says, longtime watcher of all you guys. When times get better, we'll subscribe. Glad you are all still fighting the good fight. Always been fighting in the chats myself for years. Just never had time to start up my own channel. Geeks and Gamers rock on. Hey, man, thank you so much. Look, man, the lurkers, the people that are just chilling in the back, that drop a like, maybe throw a share or two out there occasionally. You guys are just as important as anybody else. This is I've talked about this 1,000 times. There is no right or wrong way to support. It all matters. It's just like a car, man. Like all the parts on the car have to be there for that car to run properly. The chat is obviously MVP. You guys, whether you're lurking, hanging out, chilling, we love you guys. So thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Subhuman with 5 gift memberships. Thank you very much, Subhuman. Vault 95 Survivor over on Rumble. Gary, thank you for your Picard Season 3 reviews. You gave me hope, so I bought it on DVD, and it was everything you promised. Went back, and I'm enjoying listening to your reviews again after watching.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome. I love bringing, when something's good, we're honest. That's all we can be. We're too dumb to be anything else, to be honest with you, especially Jeremy. But
very true.
But we're honest, and I truly love that show. And it was my favorite show of the year until I saw One Piece, but it's still, what sucks is Paramount's so stupid that they put an old effect shot on the money shot. Like the Enterprise, sorry, spoilers, the Enterprise D coming out is like the money shot of all money shots this year, and they put the old special effects shot on. So they're making new discs. So hang on to your disc and make sure to bug Paramount, because they're supposed to send you a new disc with the updated shot. They also didn't put it in 4K. They put it in they only shot it in just HD, which makes no sense. The Kurtzman trick is stupid, but
you didn't want to see all the wrinkles from the cast.
Yeah, okay, that's true. You might want to see that as kind of a porno situation. But yeah, I agree. But no, I'm glad you watched it and liked it, because I loved it. And I have some extra discs that I'm going to give away on Instagram soon.
There we go. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Dominion Zephon for 5. Hey, Jeremy, had fun on Titanfall 2 last night. Did you say that one already?
Yep. Got that one.
Experiment for 4 months. Happy birthday, Steph. Thank you. Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Epic Verse should buy Disney. That's good. And then Vault 95 says Disney budget's still absolutely insane. Who the fuck's approving the budgets, or is there no approval process anymore? Is that possible with broken woke Disney? I think a lot of this stuff got approved 3 years ago when 2019 had just happened, and every one of these live action pieces of shit was making over $1 billion. So maybe that's part of the reason. Yo Pops for 10. Here's my investment in G&G Disney Acquisition Fund. I'd like some stock options, part ownership as well.
Let's go.
Sounds good.
Jay's saggy orangutan titties for $1.99. Hail Gary. Opla was amazing. Ara.
Hurrah!
Thank you.
Jay saggy orangutan titties. Do you know how that got started?
No, I don't.
It had to
We
be
were
because of
talking-
that possum.
It was because we're laughing at it, telling Krista where she got tagged in the video of the orangutan throwing the possum because she loves possums, and then she goes, "I don't like orangutans. They have long TDs." So now, like, long titty orangutans is now part of the G&G lore. It's whatever, man.
Orangutans do look fucked up. They look like those before and after pictures, like people that lost like 300 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, you're healthier now, but your fucking skin's dragging on the floor.
They also have the strength of like 20 men and can rip you to shreds. So I mean, there's a trade-off, I guess.
Or just fucking yeet a possum.
Possums are nasty. Okay, just big rats that can play dead.
Probably thought it was dead.
Yeah, he probably did.
Here's the Opla for $10, which looks like Beardo's picture. Hey guys, 9-time Pokemon League champ here. Sorry, Ryan, I was the guy who did the math for the Hollywood handle. With my Opla, or smelling salt-induced dementia, as I explained last night, math is hard. And then Fear the
Math is
Opla for $50.
50.
Fandom Wire never quotes me. Must be because my channel is small and insignificant. I should probably start making videos instead of always being on Kick. I should also try to get some charisma. I better stop abusing smelling salts and lock it in.
Stop abusing smelling salts would be a good start.
That's a good start. Gary knows. Gary's pretty much an expert on this.
Oh yeah, I was really into smelling salts for a long time. So
I heard a rumor that I was gonna start making videos again. I heard a rumor.
what?
Out
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Man,
I heard a
Fandom
rumor.
Wire should run with that.
Fandom Wire.
Yeah. I do.
There's a
wanna start
rumor I
making
might
videos
be
again.
making videos again.
Says
It looks like
YouTuber
Geeks and
Jeremy.
Gamers video maker Jeremy Griggs that possibly, according to him, he might be making videos. That's the headline.
That's a good headline.
Oh man.
Callum for 5. The untalented ones can always go to Feige. He loves picking up trash. Oh, the writers, yeah. Praise be Ara for 2. Gary, no Opla English. No Opla, yeah. Market Reality for 5. So how about Bob Iger's proposal to stop talking about the culture war without fixing anything? Are the shareholders going to see through his BS? We'll see. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure 5. Yo, Jeremy and Ryan, any new games you guys are looking forward to? Dragon's Dogma 2 looks good. The first one had some of the best combat in gaming.
Immediately, I mean, Super Mario Wonder. I'm really excited about Super Mario Wonder. 2D side scroller, classic, old school kind of vibe from that. I've been really playing a lot of F-Zero 99 because I'm hoping that's going to lead us to another F-Zero. F-Zero 99 is retarded. I would give my left nut if I could get Gary to play that on stream because it'd just be chaos to watch that. The fact is Gary, I've heard all these haters and they're like, oh, it's just they're erotic and all these guys, they need Hollywood. Gary could fucking be the biggest gaming streamer in this whole sphere if he just did gaming streams. That's just a fact. Okay. I'm gonna turn Gary into the #1 gaming YouTuber at some point. It's
After he hits 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm gonna do. Just go straight to gaming. Yeah, I heard that too. That we need Hollywood. It's like, do people forget COVID? People forget, like,
I know
we did fine over COVID. There's always plenty to talk about, and it's Hollywood provides whether it's working or not. I don't know. I just want to point out, have you seen my strike videos? I'm sad the strike is over. I am very sad the strike is over.
He's doing well.
But oh well. I mean, we win both ways. Thank God. By the way, diversity is our strength. Did you see the deadline tweet of like the talk show hosts are coming back and it's just like 5 retarded white guys?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, thank God they're going to come back and poison this platform again. It has been nice to not have their clips inorganically pushed all over this platform for the last 3 months.
It has been nice. It has.
5 months.
5 months, yeah.
Operation 1 for 60 shekels. Hey guys, could you please give me a shout out? I uploaded a trailer for my new book and I'm trying to get noticed. Thank you. Sure. Operation 1, the number 1. Operation space 1. Shout out to your new trailer. Thank you. Rampage Predacon for $4.99. Gary, X-Ray Girl talks way too much on Forbidden Frontier. Less talking, more sandwich making. Oh, there's basted Chris Gore.
I can't argue with that. We'll have her make sandwiches while we're on Forbidden Frontier. Is that cool?
There you go.
Basted
She'd do
Chris
it.
Gore.
Basted Chris Gore.
So dumb.
It's so retarded. I love it.
It's exactly what I was like picturing though when
Yeah,
I said
I
make a
know.
meme of it. Yeah. Crimson Law for 2. Here's to the Buy Disney Fund. Thank you. Lover of Green for 20. Hail the panel. Are there any YouTubers in this nerd sphere for animation? I'd love to cover Western animation, Venture Brothers, and Adventure Time, but many creators in the arena are super woke. Hail the 199. Gary likes Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers is one of the greatest shows ever made. We are doing a stream soon. Maybe you can join in. I don't know.
Fear the Opla for 5. Oh no, my Opla is making hot caca leak out. Stay together, cheeks. Stay together, cheeks. Come on, sphincter, lock it in. Thank you. Luis Cuevas for 5. Dominion Zephon, great 40K character. Shout out to my first miniature. There you go. Lord of the Reeve for 5. Not sure who I would trust to direct it, but a trilogy of films based on C.S. Lewis' Space Trilogy would be awesome. I don't even know what the C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy is.
I don't either.
No,
I've never heard of that.
Who could direct it?
Need to look it up.
I'm with Gary on the fact that I think Matthew Vaughn is one of the most underrated kind of directors out there that could kind of take on many properties.
It always sounds like there's been a lot of like talks or discussions or something was in the works, but just never materialized.
It might be because he's
conservative.
Matthew,
I don't know.
yeah, he's kind of based.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just like throwing
for
guess out
Hollywood.
there.
Like he works well within Hollywood. The actors like him. He doesn't like, but yeah, he philosophically is different than a lot of other directors.
Yeah, because like every time there's like a property like that, like if you asked me like, oh, Jeremy, like who would you want to direct like a G.I. Joe movie or something? And like you want Nolan? No, I don't want Nolan anywhere near a fucking G.I. Joe
Nolan
movie.
G.I. Joe movie would look like Saving Private Ryan. It probably wouldn't be bad though.
I don't like. I never wanted a Nolan Star Wars movie. I like let him do his own thing. You know what I mean? Let him do his own thing. I don't think he works well within. Like, yeah, his Batman was great, but just let him do his own thing. But Matthew Vaughn is always a guy that I look to for properties like that. Like X-Men First Class was fantastic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I really like Matthew
Kingsman.
Vaughn. Yep.
Even the Kingsman. That
I
movie
didn't
like
see that one. I didn't see
got
that
released during COVID. It's actually really good. Really, really good. It's got a twist in it that you do not see coming.
Nice.
And changes the entire tone of the movie. And Ray Fiennes is in it. It's freaking great. It's a great movie.
Noted.
Shitface Cockmaster for $5 says, "What's up, my dudes? You guys are awesome. Keep it up, Gary Bitchler, Ryan KK Kinnell, and Jeremy Optimus Prime." Thank you. Chris Coran for
that's
2.
pretty close to pronouncing my name right, you know. So
It's not that far off.
Yeah.
Chris Coran for 2. Steph needs a turtle for her birthday. Here you go.
Steph,
What
do you think about that?
I would love a turtle for my birthday. That would be so much fun.
There we go. Everybody.
Turtles are really-
It needs to be a tortoise.
Turtles are really messy to take care of.
They're
Like,
messy.
They
Why
smell.
don't they keep it a tortoise is fine.
And
but
they
a
can get
tortoise-
away. They're slow MFers, but they can get away.
I would keep it in my room so it wouldn't go anywhere.
There
So if
you
you're
go.
wishing Steph happy birthday, she'll hear it. She's backstage.
Happy
working
birthday,
on those.
Steph.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Steph. Here we go.
Tobias Nexus for 5. Still considering making a podcast of my own, but not sure where to start it. Here or Rumble? What do you recommend? Should I start off? Both.
Both.
No reason
All-
not to do both.
Everywhere. Be
Yeah.
on Kick, get on Rumble, get on YouTube, Spotify. Like, don't limit yourself to any place. I mean, and again, we've got 430 people watching right now over on Rumble. So thank you guys. Yesterday, I think I tweeted it out yesterday. I don't have it pulled up right now.
We had like
but,
2,000 people watching Sports Wars. On
Yeah,
Rumble
yeah,
yesterday.
it was great, to have that type of a response for Rumble and YouTube. We have our 1,000 on YouTube and 2,000 on Rumble. I know they had us on the featured page. You never know, man. You just don't know sometimes we don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. Sometimes we'll make a video and we're like, yeah, as long as this gets a little bit, and it just blows up. And then the next video, you're like, this is going to be the best one, and it tanks. You never know. But The only thing you do know is it ain't gonna do shit if you don't try.
Yep.
So just get out there and make it happen.
Jesus Davila for 199. Thank you. Sophie for 2. Send Gary vids on ING and Jer on X about Oplacast.
So yeah, Sophie's been sending me a lot of stuff on One Piece.
Nice.
Yeah, Perry's been sending me stuff. If sorry, Ryan, I'll be quick. If you go watch these videos on the cast, they're great. None of them to bring up identity politics. They're always
if you watch the video of Luffy, the guy that played Luffy, like going to meet the creator, it's one of the most
wholesome videos you'd ever seen. Yeah,
fucking fantastic. The guy loves this opportunity that he's been given. There's this reaction of the cast watching the trailer, and it just feels genuine. And you're like, you want to pull for each and every one of these people. It's so good. Gary is 100% spot on about that. Like, watch it. It's so good. I'm sure you're going to have that in some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. It will fill them because it's how you're supposed to do it. This is how you promote a show. This is how you show enthusiasm. And importantly, gratitude. There's tons of gratitude. People going, I'm so happy to be part of this project. The actor for Luffy was on some Team Vogue thing. And at the very end, he was asked, like, hey, what advice would you give young actors? And it was purely, this is a fun job. Try to have fun because it's fleeting. It won't be around much. I'm just trying to have a good time. That's the best answer I've heard from an actor in a long freaking time. Like, hey, this is fun. We're playing pretend. I get paid for this, and I get to do these cool things. This is the greatest thing that's happened to me in my life. That kind of stuff will resonate with people. Saying you're a bigot doesn't. I know it's like weird. It's like I don't know. It's like this really. I'm going out on a limb by saying that if you don't insult your audience and you show a little gratitude, people will freaking love you.
It's Gary. I don't know. It's a pretty controversial statement.
It's controversial.
So we're gonna have
it's obviously bigoted white supremacists and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Hi Twitter. Obviously. Hi Twitter. That was gonna get clipped.
Yep.
Orange Gotten Titties for 199 says hi Gary.
Hi. I like Orgigantans.
Orangegantans.
They have big long titties.
TDs.
Sorry, I have to use Krista speak. Okay.
TDs. Aaron Bacon for 2. UK gov to ban Rumble and circumvent VPNs. UK is fucked. Is that for real? Like, is that actually happening?
I mean, Rumble. After Rumble took their stand against the whole Russell Brand thing, it's put a lot of heat on them, man. A lot of fucking heat.
So just okay, this was a very coordinated event. It was very obvious if you were in the country at the time and you saw all the papers, and it was shocking. And I did that video, and it didn't show the half of it. Like, there's a whole newsstand of Russell Brand's face and a certain word. We'll just say that. But yeah, this new law that's been enacted, that it's going to go after Rumble in the UK. It will. Rumble, as Jeremy, you said it. Ryan, you said it. They put a giant target on their back by doing it. So that was kind of really ballsy what they did. But it put a target on their back, and we'll see what happens. The only difference between Rumble and Parler this time is there's X, there's Twitter. There's another platform that isn't as hardcore as Rumble, as far as free speech and everything, but they're there. So you're not, if you take out Rumble, it would just go to X, and they can't take out X. They could try. They can't.
Nope.
Wild Man Beyond for 199. Who's up for the RoboCop video game?
I haven't seen much on the RoboCop video game. The new Contra game. Oh my god.
Is it gonna be simulated police brutality against predominantly people of color in it? Is that going to be
I can't see any potential problems in that, especially in an open world game where you can kind of do what you want to do, right?
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. How about a Paul Feig G.I. Joe film? Jeremy would eat that up. I know he would.
This is why I'm
Duke.
It would be great for Geeks and Gamers. I tell you that.
It really would. This is why I'm kind of thankful G.I. Joe still flies under the radar for the most part, because the moment that, I mean, again, it's had its wokeness, especially like in the comics and shit like that. They've done a disaster to G.I. Joe. Yeah, if the more popular something gets, the more it's in danger of getting hijacked, which is what I worry about with One Piece, to be honest.
I would worry about it too.
Yeah.
Netflix has priors with season 2s, let's just say.
Yeah. Yep.
Scott McKenzie for 199. Kudos to Krista for promoting One Piece and getting us into it.
She was adamant to me about watching One Piece before it came out. And she called it.
I saw that first trailer and I thought it kind of looked lame. I'm like, eh. But then I saw you and Yellow Flash saying, no, this is good. I'm like, oh, I've got time. I'll watch it. The rest is history.
Sith Lord Darth Bong, member for a month. Hey, Gary and Ryan, do you think Jeremy will ever make videos again? At some point, maybe.
Maybe.
When Titanfall 2 goes offline again. Vault 95 Survivor. Gary, where do we find a shipping address to send you manga? Have you received any Saga of Tanya manga yet? 10 to 10 story, especially if you have good working knowledge of history.
I have not. P.O. Box is on the About section of my channel and on my website, nerdrotic.com. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Vault 95 Survivor. I found all of you because of Tim Pool. Tim fired Adam, then Adam got a YouTube strike and he was on FNT. And I found everybody from there.
Hell yeah.
That's
Love
cool.
Adam.
Quadrina VR for a buck. Them. Diversity is our strength. White women win Zimbabwe beauty pageant. No, not like that. Yeah, that was good to see the reading after that.
She was hot. She should have won, dude.
Anakmaman, abuser of Streamlabs for 10. I just wanted to say Beardo deserves a round of applause for his Free the Apple alt account. Very stunning and brave of him to talk about his mental problems. That couldn't have been easy for him. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out Enoch Maman. I'm sure you have nothing to do with that Opla account. I'm sure. Not at all.
We're all caught up.
We're all caught up. Look at there. Gary showing up right here. Ginger says Gary should always be on G&G Daily.
I think Dan Vasquez is much better than I am, to be honest with you. I think he should be here, not singing. Save your voice, Dan. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Okay.
What is the count right now?
He's ahead of
It's
me.
like within 10,000 or something.
Yeah, he's ahead by 9 or 10,000.
Jeez, man.
I gave him like this hugely. I'm like, I'm not going to make a video for like 2 weeks while I'm in Europe. It wasn't on purpose, by the way. It's just I had a shitty hotel room. I couldn't make a video. I tried. I was like, God damn it. Every time I'd start recording real quick, that's like some giant trash truck would come in, or London is constantly under construction. And they started throwing desks off a building. Desks.
What?
Off a building. Yes. Into this giant dumpster. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? I run out and they're throwing desks out of a building. And the way they demo there, they have to demo, put things in bags, and then a truck has to come and pick it up. You can't just like have big piles and trucks in the street. It's insane.
Shit.
But long story short, I gave him this big freaking 2-week span where he could, and then started creeping back again. Thank you, everybody.
There we go. It's gonna be good. It's
gonna be tight.
It is. It's gonna be close.
I can't wait to hear him sing my beautiful song.
Oh man, I'll make sure Dan. I'll come up with a bullshit lie. I'll be like, Dan, I need you to host daily for the next month and a half. I got to go do stuff. Tell him I'm gonna start making videos again, so I need him to host daily. So Ryan, it'd be Dan, you and Dan on daily.
I'm always kind of holding out that he gets kidnapped by Brazilian gypsies or whatever is down there that rob people, and then we have to ransom them out.
Gypsies.
I don't know what they're called.
Brazilian gypsies.
Whatever groups of children that are running around kidnapping and robbing people because they need to eat because they're starving in that country.
Yeah, that place just looks like a shithole.
Shanty town. I love you, Brazil. I'm kidding. We have our problems here, dude. We have fentanyl zombies, so we can't talk. So.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. We had a couple more come in. Where did we leave off?
Let's see. Get woke, go broke for 20. Please, guys, tell me the strike's not ending. Please tell me good news. The strike will be going. Fuck these woke actors and writers. It had to end at some point. So it will be ending shortly. The actors still got to get their agreement done. That'll probably happen pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
Bonesaw is ready for 5. Good morning, everybody. Ryan, as a Broncos fan, I'm looking forward to our Who Gets Caleb Williams game this weekend. Yeah. I'm just, listen, it's bad. So now I just hope it's as bad as possible. I hope the Bears don't win a single game so I can just be proven as right as possible about Justin Fields.
Well, I'm going to have Ryan's back. He better fucking have my back on the Tua thing. So I've been saying this when y'all were giving me shit.
Oh, Jeremy's been simping for Tua for a long time.
But Ryan has been.
When are you going to have sex?
Yeah, Ryan has been paid. He's been praying for Justin Fields' demise. He's like, "Fuck this guy. He's not good. I
Well,
don't want him."
I would love it if he was awesome. Like I would fucking love it, but he's just not. And I hated this entire summer where people are trying to hype him up. I'm like, this cocksucker fucking had the worst record in the NFL last year, and people think it's going to be somehow different.
He throws good screen passes though. That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh my God. Preseason, he threw 2 screen passes that both got like jailbroken for long touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're like, oh yeah. I'm going to my first football game since the Chargers left
Oh shit!
this year. The Chargers are playing the Pack. I made my son a Charger fan. I apologize to him every day, but he didn't care about, he had no connection to San Diego, so he stayed a Charger fan. So they're playing the Packers in November. I'm going to be up there, so we're going to go to Lambeau and watch a game.
Okay,
with my boy.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
I haven't asked you how the plane trip was.
Fly business or first class. For one, I didn't see the big difference between first class and business. So fly business class. It was a joy. I told you could like close the door and you can jerk off.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that. That's right. Yeah. So
if you want, I didn't.
Yeah.
I watched a transphobic movie, Harry Potter, and watched Reply Guys going after Az for 9 hours, and it was like the best flight I've ever had.
Yeah, Az, if you get when I have to fly, Az, can you just like go nuclear viral again so I can just be preoccupied with that?
Bigger planes generally, I mean, it's a really smooth, and this plane is huge, by the way. It's a smoother flight. It's a smoother flight.
Over on Rumble, Lord of the Ree, for one, says Rook, Raggy, Rigger Raggets. Thank you. Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Gary, can I send you a copy of my book? It's a short read in history taught by anime characters.
Sure.
I'm sure you can.
Hell yeah. All right, with that, we're gonna call it a night or a day or whatever. We have Mario Kart tonight. We may have a special guest. No, it won't be Gary. I don't want to pretend that one could, but we could have a special guest. I think you will all appreciate this guest if we get confirmation on that. So Mario Kart tonight here on the main channel, and then of course Cobra Cast over on my D-Day Cobra channel. So another fun day of streaming. Thanks, Gary, for joining us. Always
thanks for having me on.
So tell them about your video you got coming out in a few hours again.
Yeah, it's just it's about Bob Iger. I couldn't let that statement go, especially if I had a chance to put in our clip from Friday Night Tights, which was hilarious. And talking about the biggest losers of woke Hollywood. It's a short video for me. I think it's like 12 minutes. So that's kind of practically a short at this point. But thanks for letting me come on. I should come on more because I'm usually awake. But I mean, like in my pajamas, drinking coffee or something like that.
Hey, Chris comes on here, doesn't he come on camera sometimes? He's just like, hey guys, hey, and everybody loves it. So roll it.
But thanks for having me on. Thanks,
always
Ryan.
welcome, bro. Always welcome. You know that. So, but Ryan says no because it goes an hour and 22 minutes when Gary's here. So he's like, no, I can't have it anymore.
That's pretty good, I think.
It is.
It's not bad. Whenever it's me and Jay, I fucking like if I go like a minute over, it's like weird.
Well, I would too with Jay. I mean,
like Fridays, it's like, oh, here we go. All right, bye, guys.
Oh, well, thank you guys. We love you, chat. We appreciate you. I'll see you for Mario Kart tonight. Check out Gary's video here in a few hours. Make sure you subscribe to Nerdrotic with notifications on. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.